Kelly Shaw with the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization. I'm up here before a night expedition. Derek and I are going to go out tonight in the Dry Fork area, in a Bigfoot sighting area. Take a look around, see what's going on, and I wanted to show you some of the equipment that we bring on an expedition to see into the night. Of course, around camp or places of interest, I believe a Bigfoot may come into camp out of curiosity. It's a very popular type sighting. Bigfoot's just getting curious and coming close to a camp, or sometimes actually going through camp at night. So outside of camp, where people aren't going to be setting off the camera and stuff, I put up a couple of cameras for hopefully a curious Bigfoot. And then of course, I love to keep cameras in places of interest where we find footprints and so forth. I usually have different cameras for camp. This one, it's a wild game. This one specializes in taking very fast photos, and so I use this one for photographs. And then this one has a pretty fast trigger speed. It's a stealth camera. Something I like about this camera is it's a no-glow light array. You'll notice on infrared cameras, when they go on at night, you can actually see the light array, but they have it set up to where humans can't see it. Who knows if Bigfoot can. It's very good at taking video. So those are the cameras that we leave out at night. Another camera I like, at nighttime you can use a normal camera, but you need a lot of light. And I just don't have that much juice that I can't, if I'm using the cigarette lighter of a vehicle, I can get like a 3 million candle spotlight. And my normal day camera can pick up stuff, but I prefer to have low light cameras or infrared cameras. A lot of guys like FLIR at night, but I like a monocular. A monocular takes an IR infrared light at night, and it's got a very powerful infrared spotlight that's built into the camera. And then this monocular can actually see out to 700 feet. I can zoom in with it 40 times, which a lot of guys filled binoculars have about a 40 times. So this gives me what filled binoculars would at nighttime. I've noticed that about a football field, 300 feet, that's the optimal range. In the forest like that, you look out and around me, that ridge up there's, just a little past 300 feet. So usually when you're out in the forest, you don't need to see any further than that, but if I want to zoom in 700 feet with this monocular, I can. It's a low light infrared, and it's supposedly can see in perfect darkness. The last time I used it in absolute darkness, last time I used it we had half a moon, so I still haven't tested it in complete darkness. That's pretty powerful. Some people prefer infrared. I want to get a video of something people would recognize, so other team members can use the FLIRs and put me in on the heat signal, so I can actually get a visual of what people would recognize with that. And same with your normal cameras. And then what's really important also is light. When you're out hiking around at night, you'll want a headlamp and stuff. It's so much more dangerous. Tear up a knee, break a leg, run into a bear. So we usually each have a spotlight or a very powerful flashlight on the cameras. You can use a regular light array source, but I like to use a more powerful type flashlight that's just about as powerful as our spotlights. These through night flashlights have been great. Nothing cuts through the night like through night. We put these on our night vision cameras. We can see stuff up to like 100 feet away with this type of a camera. 50 feet's optimal, so it has to be right in your face. We're zooming in about 50 to 100 feet with this type of camera. We usually don't zoom in at all. If we do need to zoom in, it's this monocular. I really like these flashlights. When you got a camera out there and stuff, you want your other hand freed up to be able to do stuff. So it's nice that when I'm the camera guy, I don't really have to go around with the spotlight, because these just by themselves are just as powerful. They're water resistant, and it's hailing and raining right now. They're also impact resistant, a really strong aircraft grade aluminum body. These are what I have on my camera so that my camera can see at night. This is for me to be able to see, and then usually my partners each carry one of these, and you know, we see Bigfoot, we'll try and get as much lights on him as possible so that our low light cameras and our infrared cameras, the binoculars and stuff, hopefully can pick it up. Don't go out there without your bear mace. You know, a lot of guys think it's really important to carry a gun. I think an animal that acts like it's going to attack, I think if you mace it, it'll never come back and harm another person, but your mace don't stop it, of course. You know, you got to use that firearm. That's basically the night equipment, and don't forget your monopod. You know, when I go out at night with this, it's on a monopod, helps steady your shot, gives you a walking staff. You know, I believe I can get as many things in one hand, you know. My light sources on top of this type of a camera, you know. What I like about a monopod is, you know, you slip, you got something to catch you, and also be a tool to help slow down an attacking bear to where you can hopefully get that mace or firearm on it. I know this is just a toothpick to most type of the bears that would want to attack, but I don't know, it gives me that sense of confidence. So yeah, that's some of the gear that we're going to be using tonight. Well, actually we're going to be using all of this gear tonight. So yeah, I hope you enjoy a night expedition. It's in a great Bigfoot sighting area.